Alright, let's get into it. This video isn't just about some vague spiritual concept or a trendy buzzword about finding yourself. No, this is about the moment, the pivotal age or phase in life when every chosen one realizes their power. And when I say power, I'm not talking about control over others or material success. I'm talking about the deep, unshakable force within you, the ability to shape reality, to manifest your purpose, and to influence the world in ways that go beyond what you were ever taught to believe. But here's the catch. Most people never reach this realization. They go through life living on autopilot, following paths that were laid out for them by others' parents, society, schools, or even friends. They're disconnected from their true essence, from that inner knowing that they are chosen. And when I say chosen, I don't mean in some exclusive elitist way. I mean chosen by the universe, by consciousness itself, to step into a higher purpose that is uniquely yours. The truth is, every chosen one has an awakening moment. It might not come at the same age for everyone, but it comes. And when it does, it changes everything. So, let me ask you, have you reached that point yet? Do you feel that deep stirring inside? That nagging feeling that you're meant for more than just the ordinary rhythms of life? If so, then here's the good news: you're closer than you think. You're on the edge of realizing your power, and once you do, there's no going back.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Let's talk about the signs that you're approaching this pivotal moment. One of the first things you'll notice is a sense of disconnection from the world around you. It's like the things that used to excite you or give you comfort no longer do. The jobs, the relationships, the routines, they start to feel hollow. And while this might sound like a negative experience, it's actually a powerful sign. It means that your soul is waking up. It's beginning to reject anything that doesn't align with your higher calling. But here's where most people get stuck. When this disconnection happens, they panic. They think something's wrong with them. They assume they're failing at life because they no longer fit into the mold that society has created for them. But here's what I want you to know. You're not failing, you're evolving. You're shedding the skin of the person you were never meant to be. And that's a painful process. But it's also the most liberating thing you'll ever experience. So, let me ask you a deep question. What are you still clinging to that no longer serves your soul? What aspects of your life are keeping you anchored in the old version of yourself? Because here's the thing, realizing your power as a chosen one means letting go of the things that no longer resonate with who you're becoming. It's not easy, but it's necessary. You can't step into your full power while still holding on to the things that keep you small. Now, once you start feeling that disconnection, the next phase is clarity. This is when you begin to see through the illusions of life. You start to realize that the world isn't just this rigid, preset system where you have to follow a specific path to succeed. No, you begin to understand that reality is far more flexible than that. You start to see that your thoughts, your energy, your intentions, all of these things are shaping the world around you in ways that you never realized before. This is where things get exciting. As you gain clarity, you start to notice synchronicities, little signs from the universe that seem too perfect to be coincidences. Maybe you think of someone and they call you, or you have a sudden idea and the next day the perfect opportunity to act on it shows up. These aren't just random occurrences. They're the universe responding to your awakening. It's like the moment you start to realize your power, the universe steps in and says, "Finally, you're ready. Let's get to work." But here's the challenge. When you start seeing these signs, doubt can creep in. You might ask yourself, is this real? Am I just imagining this? And that's totally normal. We've been conditioned to believe that life is random, that things happen by chance. But if you're paying attention, you'll start to see that there's a deeper pattern at play. The universe is always communicating with you, guiding you toward your highest potential. The question is, are you listening? Let me take this deeper. The age or moment you realize your power isn't just about external signs. It's also about an internal shift. You begin to feel a sense of responsibility, not in the burdensome sense, but in the way that you start to understand that your life has a purpose, and that purpose is greater than just fulfilling personal desires. You realize that your power comes with a mission, a calling to uplift, to heal, to create, to inspire. And this is where you start to tap into your true potential. This realization doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. But once it starts, there's no turning back. You begin to move through the world differently. You stop seeking approval from others because you realize that your worth isn't determined by external validation. You stop chasing after things because you understand that everything you need already exists within you. And you stop fearing failure because you know, at a deep level, that every experience is guiding you toward your higher self. Here's the question you need to ask yourself right now. Am I ready to accept my power? Because honestly, this is where most people hesitate. Power isn't just about the ability to manifest or create, it's also about responsibility. It's about stepping up and owning your role in the grand scheme of things. It's about realizing that you're not here by accident. You're here because the universe chose you to fulfill a specific purpose, and that purpose is needed now more than ever. All right, let's take things a step further. You've started to feel the disconnection from the ordinary world, and you've begun to see the signs. Now, what do you do with all of this? How do you actually embrace your role as a chosen one? Because this is where many people get stuck. They sense the shift. They know something bigger is happening, but they don't know how to fully step into it. The first thing you need to understand is that stepping into your power isn't about doing more, it's about being more. Most of us have been conditioned to believe that our value comes from what we do, our actions, our accomplishments, the tangible results we can show to the world. But as a chosen one, your value comes from who you are at your core. It's about your energy, your presence, your ability to influence the world simply by showing up as your most authentic self. So, let me ask you, are you being true to that deeper part of yourself? Or are you still hiding behind old identities, old fears, and old limitations? Because here's the thing, embracing your role as a chosen one requires radical authenticity. It means stripping away all the layers that society, culture, and even your own ego have placed on you. It means getting real with yourself about who you truly are and what you're here to do. But authenticity doesn't mean perfection. In fact, the more you try to be perfect, the further you drift from your true power. Being chosen isn't about being flawless, it's about being real. It's about embracing your scars, your failures, your insecurities, and realizing that these are the very things that make you powerful. They're the things that connect you to others, that allow you to inspire, to teach, to heal. Ask yourself, what parts of myself am I still afraid to show the world? Because those are likely the very parts that will unlock your greatest potential. When you stop hiding, you stop resisting the flow of the universe. You allow yourself to be a vessel for something much greater than your individual self. And that's where the magic happens. Now, there's another critical shift that happens when you embrace your power as a chosen one. You stop living reactively, and you start living intentionally. Instead of letting life happen to you, you begin to understand that you're co-creating every moment. You realize that your thoughts, your emotions, your energy are constantly shaping your reality. And with that realization comes a new level of responsibility. But this responsibility isn't a burden, it's liberating. It means you're no longer a victim of circumstances. It means you have the power to change anything in your life that doesn't align with your higher purpose. It means that you're not waiting for permission from the world to step into your greatness. You're giving that permission to yourself right now. Let me ask you another deep question. What would your life look like if you fully embraced your power? If you stopped playing small, stopped doubting yourself, and started living from the understanding that you're here to make a real impact? I think about that for a moment, because this isn't just about manifesting material success or achieving personal goals. This is about stepping into your divine mission, the reason you were chosen in the first place. And here's the final piece of this shift service. Once you embrace your power, you'll realize that it's not just for you. Your gifts, your abilities, your influence, they're meant to be shared. They're meant to uplift others, to bring more light into the world. This is where the journey comes full circle. You start by discovering your power for yourself, but ultimately, you realize that your power is a gift to be given to the world. So ask yourself once more, are you ready to use your power in service of something greater than yourself? All right, now we're getting to the heart of it, the awakening of purpose. This is where everything changes. When you fully step into your power as a chosen one, you don't just feel different, you become different. Everything starts to align in ways that you once thought were impossible. You stop asking, what should I do with my life? And instead, you start living your purpose naturally. It's no longer something you search for, it's something you radiate. But let's be clear, stepping into your power doesn't mean that your life suddenly becomes easy or free of challenges. In fact, once you awaken to your purpose, the challenges might even intensify. Why? Because now you're operating at a higher level, and with that comes greater responsibility. But here's the difference: you no longer see challenges as obstacles. You see them as opportunities for growth, as ways to refine your power and strengthen your connection to your purpose. So, let me ask you, how do you handle challenges in your life right now? Do you shrink back or do you lean in, knowing that each challenge is a stepping stone toward your higher self? Because when you truly step into your power, you understand that every experience, good or bad, is part of the path. You stop resisting the flow of life, and you start working with it, trusting that everything is happening for your evolution. Now, here's something you need to remember: your purpose isn't something grand or out of reach. It's not about having all the answers or being a perfect version of yourself. Your purpose is you. It's the unique combination of your experiences, your gifts, your struggles, and your passions. It's the way you show up in the world, the energy you bring into every interaction, the inspiration you provide simply by being your authentic self. But the moment you realize this, something powerful happens. The universe conspires to support you. Doors start opening, connections start forming, and opportunities seem to come out of nowhere. Why? Because when you're aligned with your purpose, you're aligned with the flow of the universe. You're no longer swimming upstream, fighting against the current. You're moving with it. And that's when things start to happen quickly. Here's a deep question for you. What would your life look like if you were fully aligned with your purpose right now? Not in the future, not someday, but in this exact moment. What would change? How would you feel? What kind of energy would you bring into the world? Once you fully awaken to your purpose, you'll notice that your life becomes more effortless. Not because you're not working hard or facing challenges, but because everything you do is infused with meaning. You're no longer wasting energy on things that don't matter. You're focused, intentional, and aligned. And that kind of alignment is magnetic. People will be drawn to you, not because of what you have, but because of who you are and what you represent. And here's the most beautiful part. When you live in alignment with your purpose, you give others permission to do the same. You become a living example of what's possible. Your energy, your presence, your actions, these things inspire others to awaken to their own power. That's the ripple effect of stepping into your purpose. It's not just about you. It's about the impact you have on the world around you. So, ask yourself one final question. Are you ready to live in full alignment with your purpose and allow the universe to support you in ways beyond your imagination? Now, let's get to the final and possibly most important part of the journey, mastering your reality. Once you've awakened to your power and aligned with your purpose, the next crucial step is learning how to maintain that power in your everyday life. It's one thing to have a profound realization, but it's quite another to live the truth consistently day in and day out, especially when life throws its inevitable challenges at you. So, how do you stay grounded in your power as a chosen one? The first step is awareness. You need to stay conscious of your energy, your thoughts, and your actions. It's easy to get pulled back into old patterns, to let fear or doubt creep in, especially when things don't go as planned. But that's where your mastery comes in. You have to constantly check in with yourself. Am I living from a place of power or from a place of fear? This self-awareness is your compass, guiding you back to your center whenever you start to stray. Another key is ritual. The most powerful chosen ones build daily practices that keep them aligned with their purpose. Whether it's meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, or simply taking a few moments each day to reconnect with your inner self, these rituals act as anchors. They remind you of who you are and what you're here to do, even when the noise of everyday life tries to pull you off course. Ask yourself, what daily practices can I create to maintain my power? This isn't about adding more to your to-do list. It's about creating space to nurture the connection between you and your higher self. When you make this connection a priority, you'll notice that the external world starts to reflect your internal alignment. Finally, understand that mastery is a journey, not a destination. You won't always feel powerful or aligned, and that's okay. The key is to keep coming back to your truth, no matter how many times you get knocked off balance. Each time you do, you strengthen your ability to stay in your power. So, let me leave you with this. Are you committed to mastering your reality, not just for today, but for a lifetime? Because true power isn't fleeting, it's sustained by your daily choices, your awareness, and your unwavering commitment to living as the chosen one you are.